Welcome back everyone, this is GTA Failure. In our last video we tackled the Asuka mission Paparazzi Purge. Asuka remains the only available mission giver, so we're tackling another Asuka mission in this video. This is Payday for Ray. Here in this cutscene we learn a bit more about the relationship between Asuka and Maria. The premise here is pretty simple. There is a cop that Asuka is going to pay off. He's a dirty cop, and our job is to get this dirty cop his dirty money. However, he's a bit paranoid, understandably cautious, as Asuka says, and so we are going to go on a chain of phone booth hunts. We just have to go from one phone booth to the next, and every time we pick up one of the phones at the phone booth, the dirty cop will tell us in a kind of a disguised voice where the next phone booth is located. I got a little bit unlucky here in this attempt because I was hoping to grab the Yakuza Stinger, which is almost always there. It's a fixed spawn, but it wasn't there at this particular moment. It's fine. I'll probably have like a minute left at the end of this attempt anyway, but I do find the time limit here to be pretty strict for the casual gamer. I think it was 3.5 minutes, and when I first started learning this mission, I failed it several times from running out of time. But once you learn the locations of the 4 phone booths, it's not so bad. There's one in particular that's inside of the college campus, and that one cost me a lot of time in the beginning when I couldn't figure out how to get into the inside of that the interior of the courtyard. Okay, so once we pass this mission, we will get $11,000, which seems like an odd number, right? Like not 10,000 or 20,000 or 5,000, 11,000. And this mission unlocks 2 other missions. It unlocks the next Asuka mission, which is called Two-Faced Tanner, which is going to be our final Asuka mission for a while. And it also unlocks a brand new mission giver, Ray, the corrupt cop that we're trying to give this money to. Okay, so let's do a little bit of reading here as I go on this driving fetch quest. So first I'm going to get back to a Facebook Q&A that I read from a few videos ago. It's officially posted on the Rockstar website, and I linked it in that video description a few videos ago. It's just Rockstar taking some questions from fans and answering them. So a few folks are asking about Darkel, who is a character that was part of the game but was removed before the game was released. And so a few questions here from different fans of the game here. Pictures of Darkel are available on GTA 3's official website. His name appears in the booklet. I heard that he was supposed to give some rampage-like missions. Somebody else says, is it true that he was a Russian communist? Somebody else says, was there really a mission where he blew up a school bus full of children? Yikes. Okay, Rockstar says, Darkel was just a crazy bum who gave you some crazy missions. They were removed a few months before the game was done and long before September 11th because they just weren't as good as the rest of the game, and tonally they were a little odd. He started with 5 missions and they were slowly all cut. When only 1 or 2 missions were left, they were all removed as the character just didn't work alongside the other characters. None of these missions involved blowing up buses of school children. Okay, so that is Rockstar's official take on Darkel, this removed character. I'm going to read from the wiki about Darkel as well, but first I want to point out the timer there. It's just ticking under a minute here. It's going to disappear after I get this phone call here at the 4th and final phone booth. So you don't need to... So the final destination is going to be in the middle of Central Park, and you can see there the timer has disappeared. So the 3.5 minute time limit just counts getting to the 4 phone booths, and then here you can take your time getting to the final place where we meet the cop inside of this disgusting bathroom. So this is a cutscene which is skippable. I'll let it play out here, but I'm going to talk right over it. The actor here, voice actor here, is Robert Loggia, who I think was a famous actor. So that's pretty cool. I'll talk more about him when we actually begin the Ray chain of missions. But yeah, he is quite nervous and a bit paranoid, as you can see. And understandably so, he's corrupt. Okay, so reading from the wiki, Darkel was scheduled to be a main character in GTA 3, but was removed during the game's development. He was intended to be voiced by the late Bill Fiore, F-I-O-R-E, of Tales from the Dark Side fame. Okay, interesting. I've got a little bit more to read about Darkel, but coming back to the video, in the next clip here, we're going to show you what happens when you run out of time. So again, it's a 3.5 minute time limit, and I spent almost all of those 3.5 minutes in this attempt, just hanging out by the phone. So it rings and rings and rings, and then it stops. And too slow, man, too slow. We've seen that in a few different contexts. Rockstar is reusing its code. That's fine. That's efficient. And here, there's nothing happens. Like the place where, like the um, blue marker was, you stand in it, nothing happens. Okay, just for fun, I came up with two challenges here. First was to see if I could pass this mission with a 5-star wanted level. So off video, I worked hard to get 5 stars. Unfortunately, I lost 87 hit points. I probably should have refilled my health after getting the 5 stars and before starting this mission, but I didn't, too lazy. Okay, so let me keep reading from the wiki about Darkel while I try my 5-star challenge here. Rockstar did not reveal for several years why Dark Hell was removed from the game. It was speculated that he was removed due to the 9/11 attacks. And so, just to remind you of the timeline here, so GTA 3 was scheduled for release in late 2001. I couldn't find the date of the original scheduled release. I found the actual release date was October 23rd, 2001. But from what I remember reading somewhere a while ago, um, the original release date was delayed by a few weeks after the attacks of September 11th because the game developers recognized that that was a very sensitive time in the U.S. and so they wanted to make some changes to the game itself, given the attacks of September 11th and how this game was supposed to come out very soon after those attacks. So the release was delayed by a few weeks, and the game actually came out October 23rd. And there were rumors that Darkel was removed as a result of the September 11th attacks, but Rockstar said that is not the case. Okay, so coming back to the wiki. Despite being taken out, Dark Hell remains listed in the GTA 3 manual credits, and the character texture remains in the game's data files. A group of hobos with Molotovs can be found in the tunnel that connects the Harwood train yard near 8 Ball's Bomb Shop in Harwood to the rear of the Super Save in Portland View, supposedly remnants of Dark Hell's gang. A Liberty Tree article also alludes to a rise in tramp-related assaults. Darkel was supposedly meant to live underneath the Callahan Bridge, where he would give the player missions. Um, and Rockstar confirmed that Darkel would have appeared in 5 missions, but only one of them was actually named, and that was the mission I Scream, You Scream. So he was supposed to be the boss for that mission. Remember, that's where we pick up a briefcase over by the taxi building with Borg 9 taxis, and then pick up an ice cream truck, and somehow that briefcase arms the ice cream truck with a bomb, and then we take out some I don't know who, like mafia guys or something, by blowing them up when they go towards the ice cream truck. So that was a mission given to us by El Burro, who was the Hepburn Heights telephone mission guy. 19 health here, running for my life. Explosions, this is all fine. 53 seconds left. We got this, gang. I have not a care in the world at this moment of recording the footage. Okay, so apparently that mission was supposed to be given to us by Darkel underneath the Callahan Bridge, but actually they ultimately cut Darkel and gave this mission to El Burro instead. Okay, so I think that's about all I have to say about Darkel. And here we are wrapping up. I really didn't think I could make this, but I was hoping that the FBI cars would give me a boost. Like, this Rumpo is slow, but it was the first vehicle I saw, so I figured I just had to grab it. And then I tried to kind of put myself in front of the FBI car, so it worked for a while, but it's going to be pretty tight if we can get there. So something funny happens here at the end. And that's that I was worried that I wouldn't get here in time, and then we've got 5 seconds left, and I get out and I say, okay, as long as I don't get shot, I'm going to get there, and then I just rest on my laurels because I say, oh, now I can just take a leisurely ride to the park because the timer isn't running anymore. But then I kind of forgot. I'm just standing here. Oh yeah, I still have a wanted level. Like, somehow in my head, I was like, yeah, it's going to be easy once we get to that final booth, and so this is not safe. So I think I could have done this. I just goofed there at the end. If I had a better car, it would have been all right. If I had more health, that would have been okay. Okay, so I tried the challenge one time. I'm content to just leave it be. We're not going to go for it again. But here I had my second challenge, and the challenge here was to pass this thing in a very slow vehicle. And so I thought, hey, we've got this secure car, been stored in our van from very early on in this playthrough. If you recall, we grabbed this secure car from the mission Van Heist, and this particular secure car is bulletproof, which is kind of nice. It's not going to make any difference to me in this particular challenge. I'm just using it because it's slow. But anyway, it's here, and I just figured I would try. And I guess I was a little too aggressive on this hump because we don't even get to start the mission on this attempt because this secure car is upside down, and it is not upside down Z-proof. Okay, so here is my final attempt at this challenge. And as soon as I started driving the secure car, like out of my garage, and I saw its ridiculously low top speed, I said, "There's no chance we can finish this thing on time. No chance." But we're going to give it the old college try, and see if we can't pass this thing. And I was tempted to play this part of the video in like double or quadruple speed just to get through it quicker, so you don't have to sit here for 3 minutes of watching me drive a slow, secure van. But I decided that doing that takes away the impact of how freaking slow this vehicle is, and that's sort of the point of this challenge. So here we go, regular speed, secure van, secure car attempt of Payday for Ray. So one last thing about Darkel is from that quote that I read on the Q&A on the Rockstar webpage about Darkel being in the manual. So I took a look. I have the manual here from the PS2 version of the game. And on one of the last pages is a voice cast listing. And so the first thing it says is Frank Vincent as Salvatore Leone, and then Joe Pantoliano as Luigi Gattarelli, and it continues on listing all of the main characters and the corresponding voice actors. And let's see here, sixth from the bottom, it says Bill Fiore as Darkel. So Darkel listed here, even though he didn't actually make the final cut of the game. Okay, so I've got the manual here, and I figure I could just read a little bit from the manual. There's 2 pages I want to read from here, pages 5 and 6 of the manual, and it says how to find your way around. Liberty City is made up of 3 districts: Portland, Staunton Island, and Shoreside Vale. And so they've got like a paragraph description of each of the islands, and I figured I would share that with you here while we check out our Secure Van challenge. Portland, this is the industrial zone. Here you will find the docks, the red light district, warehouses, factories, markets, garages, as well as some useful suppliers. This area is populated with hookers, pimps, laborers, dock workers, politicians, and general scum. Crime is rife in Portland, and it has a long history of mafia control, but this is being challenged by the triads. A bloody turf war has been underway for several months. A delightful district with something for everyone. Places of interest: Luigi's, Mr. Wong's Laundrette, Belly Up Artificial Mackerel Factory, Mama's, I think that's the name of the restaurant owned by Tony Cipriani's mother, Ammunition, 8 Balls, Salvatore's Gentleman's Club. Okay, Staunton Island. This is the central business district. This is where all the big business takes place in Liberty City and is dominated by the rich, powerful, and corporate. During the day, the area is bustling with businessmen doing their 9 to 5 thing, insider trading, taking bribes, and selling their grandmothers for $10. That night it is dark, desolate, and very dangerous. Places of interest: Love Media Building, Bush Stadium, Kenji's Casino, the shopping mall, Liberty Tree offices. And then finally, Shoreside Vale, suburban bliss and tranquility, Liberty City style, home to many of Liberty City's more affluent gangsters. Liberty City's commuter belt is a patchwork of swimming pools, picket fences, backyards, basketball nets, street gangs, and 5-car garages. It is littered with ostentatious mansions paid for in blood money, protected by high security guards and gates to keep out gangs of bored teenagers looking for something to do to bring some excitement to their middle class existence. The designer dogs and the station wagons give a shallow serenity to suburbia, but don't be fooled. Violence and corruption are at the heart of every home. Places of interest: Cartel Mansion, Francis International Airport, Cedar Ridge Observatory, and Staunton View Picnic Area. Okay, so here we are wrapping up the Securicard challenge. We got here with plenty of time on the clock. What was that, 13 seconds? Easy, 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 easy. So in the rest of this video, I'm just gonna drive over to the bathroom, skip the cutscene, and then put my secure car back. I don't want to lose it just because I decided to use it for this particular challenge. And the last things I'll read here is on the bottom left of almost every page in the manual, it says Welcome to Liberty City. But the bottom right has a little slogan that changes from page to page. So here are the slogans on the bottom right of the pages from the manual. Welcome to Liberty City, a terrible place for a holiday. Proudly fed a diet of fast food and cheap guns. Where lunatics prosper. Where your car is all our car. That's my favorite one there. A great place to leave. Makes you wish you'd stayed at home. All right, then the next two pages are the map, like a two-page version of the map. Next page, where dreams are broken. Visit at your own risk. Where the only dirty word is hope. A town on the edge. And finally, lock your doors. So there you go, from the manual, PS2 version of the manual. Okay, so mission passed, challenge complete, and our secure car is back home in its garage. So we'll just save a couple of times to make it daylight. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you real soon.